Good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? I've got an amazing guest, Tanya. She's been investing in real estate for 3 years, focusing mainly on underwriting, and she is from the Ottawa region. She's an amazing person to speak to, it's an honor to have her on board today.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
no problem. How did you get into real estate, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, I got into it through a friend
Mhm.
that's a real estate investor,
Okay,
and invited me to some workshops. And I went and I just fell in love with the idea. I fell in love with the concept, the opportunity. Um, and then I did a little bit more research, and then I joined mentorship programs. Um, and here I am today.
did you have to read any specific books before you met your mentor or anything like that?
Before I met my mentor, I did read a very popular one, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mhm.
That's like the book that everybody starts with. Um, so I did read that. Right now, I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. I'm not a big book reader, but I have been reading a lot more since becoming a real estate investor because I find that it has a lot to do with your mindset um,
Sure.
to be a successful real estate investor. So I'm trying to elevate that.
Gotcha. That's
Mhm.
amazing. Yeah, I think reading is really important, and to start to and to educate yourself at the beginning before people jump into that industry. I think it's a very crucial move. Did How did you build your portfolio? Uh,
Yeah.
how did you
So
obtain your
my
first
very,
property?
very first investment was my own personal home, my primary residence. A few years after buying that, um, I actually moved out and rented it out. So that was like my first taste of being a landlord and real estate investing and seeing the passive income come in and stuff like that. Um, After that, I actually joined a few joint ventures with some partners. And that was I joined a 21 unit joint venture, and that was my into multifamily. And from there, um, I've I've been doing multifamily since, and I've done my own um, deals. I recently closed on a 5 unit just outside of Ottawa, and then I am
Wow.
working as thank you. I'm working as underwriter for big investors. So I underwrite large deals like 60 units, 24 units, 100 units, and stuff like that. And I'm
Sounds
learning
like
at the same time.
Sounds like you're doing all the right things. It sounds like you're very busy.
Yes,
I'll take it
yes,
back to your first primary residence, your primary investment, if you don't mind, because
yeah.
I know some people might be asking, this the city is so expensive to live in, or it's very difficult to find funding to purchase a first property. Do you mind sharing how you were able to purchase your first investment?
Yeah. My very first, my primary residence. So I don't come from money, so I had to save for that. Um,
Who
so
does
a lot,
nowadays?
yeah, a lot of saving. So I saved for a few years. I was working at a bank at the time, and they used to match your RSP contribution. So I used that as a tool to be able to do to use the RSPs as my down payment.
Gotcha. And then did it take a long time to save
To
for that
save,
RSP? Yeah.
it took a few years. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember exactly how many years, but it took a few years of saving to be able to get to that point. And then once I had um, enough for a down payment, at that point we started looking, and
Yeah.
we purchased our
Okay.
home.
It was
Mhm.
a 5% setup, 5% down
Yes,
setup. Okay. So
exactly.
so for the people out there, it is still possible. I think it's focused on the saving and kind of living with a budget for a temporary period of time.
Exactly. It's all about living on a budget and knowing how much you bring in, how much goes out, and allocating a specific amount to your house fund,
Amazing.
your future house fund. And it will
Wow,
take a few years if you don't come from money or if you don't have help. Um, yeah.
for sure. Wow. And then you did your syndication deal, your 20 unit syndication
Yeah,
deal.
21 unit. So
Did
for that one, I'm just a passive partner on there.
okay. How did you
Um,
find it?
Through networking,
Okay.
and the
How,
deal just came. And at the time, I must say, I didn't know that much about multifamilies, but I was able to educate myself and get the proper information, make sure that it was the right deal for me, and
mhm,
the terms of the deal were good. So therefore, I went ahead with it. So with that, I have a few shares in that 21 unit.
I see. And and for some people that are not familiar with the joint venture, is trust a very important thing when you're doing these things?
Absolutely. As much as there is a legal contract in the background, um, first and foremost, you have to trust the active partners, the ones that are running the numbers, the ones that are um, doing the day-to-day background work on there. Because I don't hear about if there's a leak. I don't hear about
Yeah.
if a tenant moves in and moves out as a passive partner. Um, but I trust that the active partners are able to handle that responsibly and they have a plan in place and they're not going to leave a whole bunch of units vacant.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you
Did,
have to have trust in your partner as much as there's a legal
sure.
contract behind it as well.
Did you know these active partners? Or it
Yes,
was okay,
yes,
awesome.
yes, yes, yes.
And then you moved on to your 5 unit investment property, which
Yeah,
was
so
kind
that
of
one
a more
was
formal one.
a great learning opportunity. Um, yeah,
When did you
it's
close that
going
one?
well so far. It's only been a few months at this
Okay,
point, so it's only been a few months that we have it, and so far so good. So
that's
far so
awesome.
good.
Was it
No big issues, no big problems. All the tenants are amazing.
was it an
Um,
off-market deal that you found, or was this on the market?
it was an on-market deal, so one of my partners found it
Okay.
and brought me along for the ride, and we did it all together.
How many
So
people are in this particular team, if you don't mind me asking?
yeah, so the active partners, we are four.
Wow,
Yeah. So
that's impressive.
yeah, we all take turns as to what needs to be done and who gets the on-call phone,
How did you
who gets the
find
911 emergency. And we also decided, the four of us, that we are going to manage the property. So we didn't hire a property management company. So
that
we are
saves?
all in the area. So we take turns as to who gets the phone when issues are coming about.
How did you find all your partners? Is it friends and family for this particular one? Because I know some people
So
might be asking.
yeah, I'm part of an amazing networking group and education platform called Wealth Genius. And um, within the group, while networking with other people, I found my partners and we we connected and we did a deal together. Yeah.
So Wealth Genius, what is this program about?
Wealth Genius is a coaching, mentorship, real estate investing program. It's basically for people that are new as well as seasoned investors. It's also within that group, there's a lot of members. So therefore we get to network a lot together and work together and share ideas, which is awesome. I'm actually also one of the coaches on there. So I just guide and coach people through the program, which is amazing, an amazing opportunity to be able to do that.
Do you want to discuss about the financing component for this 5 unit? Because I know some people would purchase their property and then they won't qualify for a second property depending on their income. The ratio didn't work out.
Yeah,
I guess with 4 partners, it makes the application stronger for when applying to the mortgage.
exactly. Exactly. It's not affecting as bad because the property wasn't like, it's not $1 million property. Yeah. It's not $1 million property, so therefore having more people on the mortgage, it doesn't affect you as bad as if you were by yourself. And we
Amazing.
decided not to put it in a corporation at the time. So yeah,
Mhm.
and
Great.
everybody's fine with it. Everybody's good, and yeah, it's good.
That's amazing. Any for someone that's starting out in this industry, any tips that you would recommend for that person to do if they were really
Yeah,
interested?
absolutely. If you're starting out, education is key.
Mhm.
Find a good program, find a good mentor, find good networking groups. Information is always good. Um, don't be afraid to ask questions. Google is great, but somebody that's experienced something is able to explain it better uh, and in a clearer fashion than Google. So yeah, and network with all types of professionals, not just other real estate investors, but with mortgage brokers, insurance brokers, uh, home inspectors, everybody. Because
What
at
is
the end
the
of the day, you need all those people to be able to make your vision work.
what is the one book that you would recommend for an investor to read starting out in this?
Ah, the one book. Oh my God. Right now, I'm gonna say Rich Dad Poor Dad, just because it's like the fundamentals. It's the basic. It's the starting point. And then as you get that concept, then you could move on to other things.
Amazing. And if people do want to invest with you, would you want to put your contact information out there?
Yeah, of course. They could contact me anytime on Instagram. It's Tanya_invests. And then you could contact me, send me a DM, and we could chat. We could get along.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Tanya. I really appreciate that. I know you're really busy. So I'll let you, I won't bug you anymore. And then hopefully anyone that's interested, go visit Tanya's Instagram handle and then take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.